Hello everybody. So today let's go through 4.3 in the first half, which is properties of logarithm. This is part 1 and William will do part 2, and this is probably the most important unit in terms of the testing and the different parts of solving logarithmic equations. And so this unit is what I think as the most important unit for everybody to know. So let's start off with the different properties, the basic properties. So a product rule. So we notice that an exponential and a logarithm are very closely related one-to-one functions. So product rule for exponential function, this product rule for the exponential function is b of n times b of n will equal b to the n. So the reason for that is because they have the same base. But what about logarithmic function? Well, if you translate that into logarithmic functions, you get this part where log base b n times n will equal log base b n plus log base b n. You might be wondering, what about division? All of this about multiplication. Well, it's the same goes for division in both functions, both an exponential function and a logarithmic function. So what we have here is basically the inverse operation of the product. So a common mistake that many people would make is that they think that if you have this m times n will equal log base bm plus log base n, that would not be correct. So there's another really common mistake where log base b m and then it's outside the parentheses. We have to really watch out for this. The same goes for division. So next was a power rule. The power rule, I think, is where you're trying to prove formulas. Mostly used where you want to prove or manipulate the equation a lot. So what we have here is b to the n. So what we know for this one is b to the n times b to the n. The reason for this is b to the m is times b to the n. So this is to n times. Well, if we remember this rule, the product rule states that if we multiply two exponential functions, two exponents with the same base, we can add. So if you you add it n times. So basically it's n times. So the power rule is really useful in logarithmic functions because oftentimes you're going to have a scenario where you have this and you can't always raise both sides by b, which does not really work. So sometimes you just have to bring the n out, here. So you bring the n out here. So that would be equivalent. But what there's a major mistake that many people make is that they are not all exactly equal. one is here. So the reason for this is because let's say m m if m is negative and n is negative, then it will work. But if we have this as a negative and this as a negative, that will not work because you cannot produce that operation. It is impossible to produce that. So there's gonna be domain restrictions. So they're not entirely equal.